Oh, start off the movie with some pick pop action. Let's get it. Life should not always be about trying to be happy. Yet, if you ask most people what they want out of life, it's just to be happy. And I'm not going to come up on here and tell you guys, no, that's a bad thing. You should not want happiness. You should not chase happiness. You should not want to just be in a state of joy. That is not what this video is about. But I'm going to break it down real quick, like a brick for y'all, about why this should not be the goal, the main goal, the purpose of life, the purpose of why you were brought here. Because if you really take a look at it, life comes in waves. Life has its ups, its downs, its twists and turns, its um, lefts and rights, all that stuff that really makes everything non-linear. It just undulates like a wave. And if you always are trying to chase that one state of happiness and being that one state of just feeling like perfect, amazing all the time, you never really get to experience the full vastness, the sea of life, and all its different components that make it up for what it is. Like, say, you're sad, you're angry, you're mourning, you're ecstatic, you're all these different emotions, all these different states, yet you never actually embrace them for what they are. You try to neglect them, you try to cope with trying to be happy to cover up these things so you don't really let it simmer and immerse and actually marinate within you. And this kind of ties back into one of my other videos here on What the Fuladi. Escapism is the real epidemic. People try to escape these types of feelings, these type of uncomfortable situations, these type of just circumstances in life to chase happiness. Because happiness, yet, let me bring it back. That state of happiness that they're trying to chase, that most people are trying to chase, is usually a state of ignorance, a state of bliss. You've all heard the saying, ignorance is bliss, where you're kind of blind to everything else and you only focus on what's in front of you, what you've always been accustomed to, what makes you feel good. But it's not what you need to grow, to expand, to just overall develop and embody the best version of yourself. Because just like all these trees, just like all these plants, just like the world, there's seasons. They can't just always be in springtime and just grow, 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 grow. They gotta go through the fall where things, they kind of detach from things, let all the leaves fall. Then you go into winter, a hard time where it's cold, it's uncomfortable, it's dark. And then they open back up into spring, then summer. All these things just keep turning. This is how life turns. It's cycles, it's waves. And if you're always trying to put yourself in one position where you can only be in one wave, one state, then are you really living? Are you really living life? Are you actually embracing life for what it is? All the different aspects, the ups and downs, the twists and turns, the lefts and rights? No. And this goal of just trying to stay happy all the time leads to that. It just definitely just leads to that. So, in my opinion, in my perspective, from my point of view, life should be about being present. Present in those ups, present in those downs. Never getting too high, never getting too low, but embracing it for what it is. Because you might have also heard the saying, you can never really experience joy if it wasn't for pain. You can't really appreciate the sunshine if it wasn't for rain. So, same applies to every aspect of life. How are you going to experience what true joy, what true fulfillment, what true happiness, not escapism, just coping and being comfortable, but true ecstatic, deep-founded happiness if you don't dive into the depths of the darkness. And I want to make a point clear that these bad things in life aren't really that bad. They're just different degrees of the overall spectrum. So sadness is on the same spectrum of our emotions and feelings as happiness. It's just on different degrees, just like a thermometer. There's hot, there's cold, but at the end of the day, it's still on the degrees of temperature. They're on the same plane. Shout out to the law of polarity, Hermeticism. We out here. Read up on that. It's just good. But yeah, that's what this ideology is coming from. There's different degrees of those states of emotions, those states of being. Yet if you can always stay present within those undulating emotions and just how you feel, you get to actually remain grounded. You don't get thrown off because you're sad. You don't get super ecstatic because you're full of joy. You remain grounded, you remain present. This is what Stoicism is all about. Embracing your emotions, but not letting them dictate your life. Not letting them dictate how you go about your day-to-day life, how you go about your goals, how you go about your purpose. But most people, like we said, want to only stay in a state of happiness, want to only experience happiness. They never want to experience those dark days, those down days, those slow days. Yet, when you look back, I'm not that old, 24, just turned 24. But when I look back at my life, bro, it's usually those areas where things got really shaky. Things got really like, what the fuck is going on, man? I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know where I'm going in life. Shit's not panning out like how I wanted to. I'm in a dark state. Those are when you really break through, because you really embrace all those emotions of just anger, sadness, depression, whatever it is in those dark states, and they act as fuel. Like I said, those temperature, those degrees, cold can help you for certain things in life. Hotness can help you with certain things in life. So if you remain present, embrace it, you can use these types of energies, these types of states of being to propel you to pursue your purpose, to fulfill whatever it is that you need to do at that moment. Yet if you're always escaping from it, you never get to embrace those aspects of life, and you never get to use them to your advantage. This is mental alchemy we're talking about, bro. Energy alchemy that we're talking about, bro. Taking things, flipping them out, transmuting it into whatever that we're trying to do. If we're in a state of sadness, state of depression, state of just loneliness, state of whatever it is, take that energy. It's a base energy, and it might making you feel heavy and stuff like that, but at the same time, it can be used to really propel you, push you to get out of these holes, to experience the other spectrum. And when that spectrum comes, you experience it for what it is. Use whatever tools and abilities you can within that state to further progress. You can't stay stagnant, because if you're sad and you just remain stagnant, you're not using it to your best abilities. And of course, there's severe cases. Let's say a loved one passed, this and that. Look, man, I'm not trying to tell you like, don't grieve, don't mourn, don't be in that state of just a dark place, because that's part of life. But again, coming back to this, you can use that to your advantage after you've kind of let it settle in. You want to make that person proud. You want to make that person their legacy move on, because you felt that dark state. You wouldn't have if you kind of just trying to drown out the noise, trying to just escape everything and just be in your little comfort zone, be like, no, it didn't happen, state of denial. You don't really get to do that. So this is what it's all about, bro. Life isn't always trying to be happy, and you shouldn't be doing that. You should focus your attention, focus your energy on being the most present you can in life. And when I mean present, I mean to embrace every aspect of life while not getting too high and while not getting too low. Stoicism, baby. Stoicism. Stoicism to me is kind of like a reiteration, or the Western European version of a lot of Eastern ideologies. But whatever one applies to you, bro. Same thing in Bhagavad Gita, bro. Remain detached in life, bro. Don't get so bottled in to always being attached to happiness. Don't get so bottled in and only clinging on to sadness, this and that. Embrace them for what they are. Always being more involved and immersed in life, but never so attached to it to the point where you can never ascend out of these states. You're so present that you can embrace them, and you also know in the back of your mind that these are not permanent. Nothing in life is permanent. These are all just temporary states. So that state of happiness that you're always chasing after will always lead you to only temporary happiness. Presence is the real happiness that you've always been looking for. To be able to be in these tough situations and still not enjoy it, but embrace it. Not hide away from it, but harness it. You're picking up what I'm putting down. So at the end of the day, bro, you can't control life. You can't control what life throws at your way, but you can control how present you are at the moment and how you deal with the situations afterwards. So it's on you. Are you gonna always try boxing yourself in a little corner of always trying to be happy? Or are you gonna go out into the deep end, go out to the unknown, or whatever life throws at your way, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna stay present. It might hurt, the truth hurts, but it will also shall set you free. So when all these things are hitting you, it's gonna be difficult. And at the end of the day, you're gonna be able to take them for what they are, extract the pieces that can help you out in your life, and it's gonna eventually set you free, aka helping you transcend to that higher version of yourself. All these L's, all of these losses can be flipped around and taken as lessons and used as stepping stones to transcend to higher states of being. So, with all that said, man, you already know what it is. Out here in the field, in the flesh, what the Fulani, dropping y'all that game so you guys can like these games. And I'm out of here. Peace.